But the idea is that you can exceed, and no matter how good the tool is, it will not exceed the skill of the user. So, both of those are true. You can put an average computer in the hand of somebody who understands, and they get a lot out of it. You can put the best computer in the hands of somebody who doesn't understand what they're doing, and all they'll do an hour later is they're playing solitaire. An incredibly fast computer.
Wouldn't those go hand in hand though? Because I feel like
No.
kind of.
You will have the skill to translate. You'll have every word right.
Yeah.
But the nuances of getting it into appropriate English. I'll give you an example. If we confess our sin, the word ὁμολογéō. You haven't had the word yet, but you've had logos and lego to speak. Homo meaning the same. So the word confess does not mean to tell God what you did. It means to agree with God, to say the same thing about sin God says about sin.
What's the
1 John 1:9. Most famous verse there is in 1 John. So a confession of sin is not simply telling God what you did. First of all, he's omniscient. He already knew it. It's like, you did what? That doesn't happen. But then even our word confession, in fact, I don't even think the word confess is a good translation. You ready for my word? It takes a long time to come to this. In legal terms, do you know what an allocution is? That's actually a better word. An allocution is my admission of guilt.
And your explanation of why you did it.
Yeah. With contrition.
Mm-hmm.
See, think of all the concepts that are in an allocution compared to a confession. Yeah, I did it, and I do it again. Well, that's not a confession of sin. You're bragging, That's not a confession. And yet we call that a confession. So the word ὁμολογéō can be translated confess. It's not the wrong word. I just don't think it's the best word.
So without the conversion or the being converted, like I can see where it'd be beneficial to translate, but without that, then it's kind of.
You will get the sense, the direction, the feel, the smell. You'll get all of that in translation. You are down to the fine-honed stone when you're converting.
Oh, okay.
Got it? Yeah.
So it's not. You do get the big picture.
Yeah.
Even
a little bit of the yeah. But until you know how you sharpen a knife.
Yeah. You get it sharp, but
Your use of the fine-honed stone speaks to me, particularly because I sharpen hand tools.
Yes.
Sharpen them sharp enough that you could do surgery with them.
Yes.
And there's a difference between sharp and scary sharp.
Surgical sharp.
You better believe it. My knives at home are scary sharp. I mean, deadly. I don't know any other word. I am flat telling you.
They cut so well that there's no blood on the tool.
When you cut your
when
finger.
I split this open,
Yes.
there was no blood on the
It
steel.
almost tickles.
Yeah.
It's so fine.
It's 5
it's
seconds
like,
later that it started pouring on the floor.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yep.
And it's funny how upset it makes someone who's watching you.
With a fine sharp knife?
Yeah, because you just kind of want to keep working it. Put
Yeah,
the
but
pressure on
you can hold it together and keep working, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like.
So, I mean, and I'm probably nitpicking this too much.
No, I want to be able to answer this full question.
The hermeneutics of it, if you cannot pick apart exactly what it says, then are you wrong?
No. You're charged with rightly dividing the word. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I have a 5-year-old and I pose a moral dilemma to them, I expect them to respond morally at a 5-year level. I may later bring that same child at age 10, at age 15, at age 20. At each stage of their development and maturity, I will expect them to respond in a more complex and sophisticated manner. Still morally. I'm not ever going to say, but what do we expect a 5-year-old to really do? I mean, to them, it's simple, good or it's bad. But a 10-year-old, he's thinking, well, this is good and good for me, not so good for you. 15, 20, by the time you get to 25, a lot of times you'll see people making decisions that are the opposite. They're self-sacrificing, which I wouldn't have expected of a 5-year-old. Because he would have that objectivity, the evaluation of someone or something else, that he would act self-sacrificing. And so you're held accountable to rightly divide where you are. And boy, am I glad God keeps track of it, because that's more complex than I could imagine.